We have been hearing worrying reports about Pope Francis' health. Since February 14th, he's been in Gemelli Clinic, where doctors are treating him for severe pneumonia. As I'm recording this episode right now, his condition is stable, but things are changing quickly. Some sources inside the hospital claim that he only has a few days left to live. At 88 years old, Pope Francis is the second oldest sitting pope after Leo XIII. His deteriorating health has sparked speculations about who might succeed him. Let's go deep down the issue and see who might be the next pope. Right now, the College of Cardinals consists of 252 members, but only 138 are eligible to vote for the Pope. Only those under 80 can participate. But why is that? It turns out that this rule was introduced by Pope Paul VI in 1970. The idea was to bring in younger, more active and engaged cardinals. Basically, more progressive ones, of course. This move effectively sidelined older, more conservative cardinals who still remembered Pope Pius XII. In reality, it was a purge, cutting out conservative voices to ensure the majority of votes would go to progressive candidate. Of course. Now, what steps did Pope Francis take during his 12-year pontificate to prevent the election of a conservative pope? Let's see. First, out of 140 cardinals eligible to vote, 110 were appointed by Francis himself. Among them are radical ecumenists like Giorgio Marengo from Mongolia and William Goch from Singapore, as well as, of course, LGBTQ and all the friendly figures like Blaise Cupich or Robert McElroy from the United States. Then there are synodality enthusiasts like John Claude Hollerich from Luxembourg, who's openly in favor of women being ordained as priests. The remaining 30 cardinals were appointed by John Paul II and Benedict XVI, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they are conservative. In reality, only a handful of conservative cardinals remain, while the rest are focused on issues like climate change, immigration, LGBT rights, and interfaith dialogue and all that. Don't want to use a bad word here. Second, Francis broke with the long-standing tradition of calling consistories. A consistory is essentially a meeting of cardinals to discuss major church matters, but it also reserves as a great opportunity for cardinals from around the world to get to know each other. A simple and crucial thing before a conclave. After all, to vote for someone, you should know something about them, right? So, why did Pope Francis stop this practice? I will explain you. It's very simple. The last time he held one, in 2014, he tried to push through his agenda, communion for divorced and remarried Catholics via Cardinal Casper. The resistance from the gathered cardinals was so strong it infuriated Francis, and he decided never to call another consistory again. You know, just like a child. I'm angry, I don't like it, I don't want it, no more. To help cardinals navigate the upcoming elections, 2 American journalists have launched a website detailing the backgrounds of all the cardinals eligible to become pope. Since the time between a pope's death and the conclave is only 15 to 20 days, this website would be an invaluable resource for those involved in the process, of course. If Vatican does not help, laymen will. Speaking of Cardinal Casper, he was part of so-called St. Gallen Mafia, a group of high-ranking church figures who regularly met in Switzerland. Probably you heard about them. The term mafia was actually coined by one of its members, Cardinal Gottfried Daniels, a former Archbishop of Brussels, who later admitted that the group strongly opposed Pope Benedict XVI and wanted a different approach, a different direction for the church. They didn't succeed in 2005 when Benedict XVI was elected, but they finally did. They got their way in 2013 when Jorge Mario Bergoglio became Pope Francis. I firmly believe this group played a key role in forcing Benedict XVI's resignation. Now, let's talk about something Francis couldn't destroy and didn't. The College of Bishops. which consists of 3,700 members and is actually more conservative than we all might think. This is probably why the most radical progressive ideas, like women's ordination, same-sex blessings, and increased lay participation in church governments, haven't yet been fully implemented during the synod, thanks to those bishops. Long live for those bishops. So, who will be the next pope? Could it be Cardinal Sarah from Africa? Some of you might remember old prophecies about a black pope bringing the end of the world. Hopefully not. Or will it be someone more progressive, maybe even someone molded in Francis' image, like Cardinal Ryś from Poland? He'd make a good pope if only he converted to Catholicism first. Vatican experts have already compiled a list of potential candidates, so-called papabili. In December 2024, a report titled The College of Cardinals identified 22 possible popes, with 12 being the top contenders. And here is the rundown. So here we have 3 centrists, 4 progressives, and 5 conservatives. Anything can happen. Unfortunately, one of the frontrunners is Cardinal Pietro Parolin, currently Vatican Secretary of State, who's been tied to financial scandals, including a failed 200 million London property deal. He's also behind the Vatican's shady deal with China, which has only worsened persecution for Catholics there. I really hope Cardinal Arthur Rocher doesn't become a pope. He's one of the biggest enemy of the tradition and traditional Latin Mass. And there is also, as I said before, Cardinal Ryś, Francis' ideological twin. Thankfully, due to his young age, his chances of becoming pope are slim, but not impossible. This time, I wouldn't like to have a Polish pope, no. So what does all that mean for the future of the church? No matter who wins, we are in a tough spot. If a progressive pope is elected, the push for a new church will accelerate definitely. If a conservative pope is chosen, we will see a repeat of Benedict XVI papacy, open war between pope and the progressive cardinals. Either way, the chaos and division within the church will deepen. Some might say, well, what about some centrist cardinal? Let's be real here. If Benedict XVI, a tough German theologian, couldn't handle the progressive opposition, what chance does a centrist has? Within a few days of his election, he'd be completely neutralized. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to our channel in this video, like it and leave some comment beneath. I would like to know your idea about next future pope. What are your candidates? Who the next pope you think will be?